name is Zoe. I'm the Tipsy Psychic, and today we're going to talk about the compatibility between a Virgo Libra Cusp and a Scorpio. It's so easy to have your doubts about this relationship, about this matchup. After all, it's really hard for you to picture you and a Scorpio living in a home with kids, having a family with a white picket fence. That is a very unlikely scenario. But let's not forget there are many different types of happily ever afters, and you can easily have your happy ending with a Scorpio. This can be an amazing love story, believe me. You usually meet your Scorpio at the most unlikely of times. You and your Scorpio know how to get rowdy. You love to make each other laugh, and you love comedy. You both usually enjoy comedy. This is a very high-spirited romance, and you both go to great lengths to make each other laugh. Like, you really want your Scorpio to laugh. And your sense of humor is unhinged here. You would love to go to a comedy show together, maybe for date night, or you might both be comedians and you find each other and it's that kind of relationship. I mean, this relationship would give you plenty of new material for sure. It's also a lot like a romantic comedy in most cases. You can get way too excited about things that your friends and family are like, that's not that funny, but you think it's hilarious. Laughter can literally cure any fight that you have with a Scorpio. What you have is strong, and it would take a lot to mess with your Scorpio. Like, it's incredible how much you put each other through, and yet your love doesn't waver. The only thing that can really tear you apart is someone or something outside of your love bubble. External influences are the only threat to your relationship. Integrity is important to you, but you can sometimes act like justice is way more important to you than your Scorpio. You're always trying to do the right thing, and sometimes that can conflict with being with your Scorpio the way you want to be. You need to not let that take over your relationship, because chances are your Scorpio will do a lot of things that are not right in your eyes. They might have a little bit of a different sense of right and wrong, and what you think is really wrong might not be that bad for them. You know, they might have a different threshold, or you just have a different moral code. And sometimes your, ethics can really interfere with accepting and letting yourself be together. And there are a lot of people, a lot of Virgo Libra Cuspers who are really hesitant to get into a relationship with a Scorpio because they see that part, and it's hard for them to accept and move forward. But it's something that you kind of have to choose. You have to decide. And this usually comes from the outside world, not from each other. Remember, you don't usually break up because of something you do or because of what's in the relationship. It's usually something that comes from outside of the relationship that is the cause. There are times when you do need to tone down that humor. Not everything will be lighthearted, and you need to be able to act accordingly. You need to be able to be sincere and serious. I'm not saying it's bad to joke around, okay? But, not everything can be dealt with a joke. And I know I said laughter can cure so much in your relationship, but that's not always the best option. You feel me? Speaking of jokes, you tend to have a lot of inside jokes with your Scorpio. Things you think only they will get. That's okay. I mean, that's awesome. But make sure that in social situations, it doesn't affect anything. Make sure that you don't keep all your giggles to yourself, because some people might want to be in on the joke. It's important to explain why you're laughing. Let them in on the fun. A Scorpio might not care as much about planning every little detail. They are intuitive souls, and they don't get anxious about every little thing that hasn't happened yet. They kind of go with the flow more. It's more about whether they're feeling it than whether it makes sense or not. And this actually might be a really helpful thing for you in a partner. They are good at getting you out of your head, and they encourage you to listen to your heart more. A Scorpio might feel like you're too micromanagey, and they can easily feel like you are acting like you're better than them. They can feel like you're talking down to them, and that is not great. They can take it personally. On the plus side, your Scorpio can really benefit from being with you because you allow them to really be themselves. They feel free to really spread their wings and be more outgoing. They often feel like they have to tone down their personality with the other signs. But with you, they can be goofy and wild with no expectations of you telling them that they're being too dramatic. Marrying a Scorpio would bring you many perks. When you marry them, you're also combining your friends and your family, and it's a lot more than just a loving commitment. You're a very progressive duo. Don't sign on to something you can't get out of. You want to give your Scorpio the world, and you have a tendency to give more than you're capable of giving. Be careful of what you commit to with the Scorpio. They take your word very seriously. You might not even think you're really giving your word, like you're just saying, oh, I'll do this, but you are giving your word. Like that's your word. Even the small things, like if you said you're gonna do your laundry yesterday and you haven't done it yet, well, they might be very, very wounded by that. Or it could be something very serious like, I'm going to take you to meet my folks this weekend. But then you have to cancel. And Scorpio won't be happy about it. No. So be careful what you commit to. You know how to make each other smile even in the darkest of times. Relationships take hard work, and you both put a lot of effort into it. Just don't forget to enjoy yourselves too. This becomes more relevant if you're trying to start a family together. You both get very carried away with providing for your family and taking care of everything that you forget to enjoy your vacation, or even to take one, or just enjoy a date night, or a night out together, or just have like a day of fun. Don't forget to experience and enjoy everything that you've worked so hard for together. Your Scorpio knows how to give you the love you deserve. It's very satisfying for you. When you're building a family, the pressure to be really successful and for it to be a success really becomes a thing. And you can tend to pressure your Scorpio to get that promotion, you know, to work harder, to pass that degree, even if they wouldn't be happy with it or at that level, just for the sake of your family. And family really becomes this really big deal that sort of overshadows the relationship at times. So when you're trying to have kids together, that can be a complication. It can get in the way of really being a couple, you know? Don't fall into that trap. You want the best for your family, but you also want your Scorpio to be happy. While Scorpios feel free to be themselves with you, it might be difficult for you to manage their emotional intensity. Their mood swings can really dominate the relationship. It may feel like you have trouble breathing sometimes, and you might feel lonely. You build your empire together, and you often rise to a place of privilege. But at what point do you get to say, enough? I need to take a second to live my life. For this reason in particular, it may not be very smart to just jump into a committed relationship with a Scorpio. You don't know what you're truly signing on to. You need to take things more slowly. Establish a give and take. Seek harmony and peace. Pick your battles. You don't have to win all the time. It's okay to give up sometimes. You both are super headstrong a lot of the time. And you can keep going even when you know you should be relaxing and not doing so much. Just try to have a good time. A Scorpio would care about you so much. They can't help it. You both are determined to make this work. It would be difficult to work at the same job. The industry you both work in would give you enough leeway to be yourselves and be independent from each other in a sense. It would allow you to do your own thing. You both are very driven. You have dreams, big dreams. Some things are very serious, but there's always a bright side. Always focus on that side. You and your Scorpio have a powerful impact on each other's well-being. The way you take care of your own well-being will affect them. And the way they feel about themselves will definitely affect you. You get very bonded and you have much more sway over each other in more ways than one. Business and pleasure are separate, but for this couple, it can be very difficult sometimes to make those boundaries. You both put a lot of energy into your careers, but you also put a lot of energy into making each other happy. Unfortunately, that means you also must avoid this overlap between the two. And that is incredibly challenging. You both are so different, but that doesn't mean that you can't complement each other. You share this powerful energy that others are drawn to. What you have is sturdy, and you must have each other's back. It can make it difficult to have hope sometimes. Don't let the gloom snuff out your spark. You both can be hedonistic and self-indulgent, and that can keep things very interesting for a long time. Scorpio is a feeler, and they would be able to tell when you need space. It's nice that you don't have to ask them every single time. You share progressive values, and you forge ahead with your Scorpio. They admire you so much, no matter how overwhelmed you feel sometimes. Don't let paranoia get in the way of your happiness. They can seem like a lot sometimes, but when you both drown yourselves in your careers, it would be really easy to forget about the bad and reset. You can be a worrywart, but your Scorpio would be a perfect partner to help you relax and get out of your head. And you can get them out of their funks more easily than a lot of other partners, other signs in the zodiac. You know how to brighten their day. You would probably be great at living with a Scorpio. It's not a bad idea to move in together most of the time. Well, this was a pretty powerful matchup, I would say. Pretty positive, sounds like to me. It has a lot of ups and downs, but those mostly come from outside of yourselves. This is a very strong, sturdy match. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are a Virgo Libra Cusp or a Scorpio, please comment below and let me know what you think. And yeah, subscribe to my channel. Bye.